Hello and welcome back. This is Steve of Bucks Coins and welcome to a new video. This video is a new one in the series of videos about British wildlife. I've got the new one. This is a wetland birds, and it says, just like your previous wildlife sets have been carefully enclosed in their cards and all the rest of it, priority access. In around 3 months' time we'll send you the next one, so they are continuing. This series is continuing into another one of these card series. Today we have the wetland birds, and the six cards the 6 coins we'll be looking at, the 6 10p's from Guernsey, are a kingfisher, a mute swan, a lapwing, a heron, an oyster catcher, and a curlew. So those are the 6 coins. So let's take a look at the first one, and the first one is the kingfisher. Let's get down a bit and let's there we go. The kingfisher. Beautiful, beautiful coin. Beautiful bird. Very small bird. I've actually seen one. The beak is incredibly long in comparison to the rest of the size of it. You have a blue, an orangey red, and a white necklace area on this kingfisher. It's a male one by the looks of it. They're very brightly coloured. I've seen one and watched one for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was fascinating. They use a branch overlooking a shallowish area of a river, and then when they see and spot their fishy target, they dive in and come back up with the fish in its mouth. I've very rarely seen one that didn't have a successful attempt. Very few and far between. So that's the kingfisher. The quality of the coins. On the first, I think on the second series we had a really bad quality issues with them, but since then they've been reasonably okay. The difference between this one and other coins is on the reverse, or on the obverse should I say. We have King Charles III. This is the first set of these coins with Charles III on them. Or the other 9 sets all have Queen Elizabeth II on them. So, new era, starting with these coin sets. So that's the first one. I'll only show the reverse now instead of the obverse. Second one is the mute swan. It's slightly different colorations. Particularly in the head area and sometimes in the feathers as well, but they're so unique, the coloration in the beak and around the eyes, that they can normally tell individual swans apart. The mute swan, there are, as I said, 3 or 4 different types of swans, white swans, that we have in the UK. And it's normally the size gives them away, and also the coloration of the beaks and such like will give you a clue. Won't necessarily, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it will give you a clue. Swans are protected. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is allowed to kill them apart from the Queen or her representative. There are annual counts each year for the royal estates to count the swans in the local area to Windsor in particular. I'm not sure what classifications of swans are there, but I do think mute is probably one of them. This one is more, although we're talking of wetland birds, this one I tend to see in estuaries, or I've seen in estuaries in the past. It's a lapwing. It does tend to search the silt for, or it searches in that area, in and around that area, to get its food, in and around the mud flats and that sort of thing. It's not the only place it gets its food, but it's one of the major places. Oh, I forgot to show you on the lapwing. You have it's distinctive because it's quite a small head, but it's got a big crest that goes out the back of the head. The face is mainly black and white, and the body, the upper part of the body, is a black or bluish grey colour, and you've got a big white breast on the bird, and red feet if you get to see the feet. It's not often that you do. Okay, the next one. This bird is becoming more and more visible inland. It's a heron. This one is just a common grey heron. They have black upper to the head, and then you have a white area, and then you have a grey neck and grey feathered body and very long legs, stilt-like legs. They're becoming more and more popular in the cities that you see them, and they'll be particularly if you have a pond with fish in. Quite often you'll see them trying to fish, which is their natural state. They eat fish and they hunt fish. So if you've got a pond and you've got fish in them, herons have been known to go to those areas because they're small. The area that the fish are in is small for it to be able to hunt and be successful. There's also a huge problem with them now getting caught up with the netting that people put above the ponds, and quite a few wildlife places, and one or two that I've met, I've been to sort of wildlife hospitals and things like that with photography, which is one of my hobbies, and herons are getting more and more caught up, so they're getting neck injuries, they're getting injuries on their legs and sometimes their wings as well, because they get caught up in this netting. People are protecting their fish, which is fair enough, but it is causing a problem for these birds because they can't always see the netting before they either land on the pond or they walk into the pond and get tangled up. So it is a problem for them. This bird has an extremely long beak, and it uses it to filter through to find its prey and its things that it eats in the mud flats. It's an oyster catcher. It does find small things like whelks, small seafood, as I say, seafood, the small crustaceans in the mud flats and such like. So you're going to have things like whelks, you're going to have things like mussels, that sort of thing. These guys will find them out, and I think they also eat, although don't quote me on it, I'm not 100% sure, but there may be things like the ragworms and the bloodworms that you get on in these areas that fishermen dig up so they can try and tempt fish to their lures. Oyster catcher, big, obvious orange beak. The rest of the bird is small in comparison. The beak's about 4 times the size of the head. you've got mainly black across the top and the top of the breast area. Then you have a white area underneath on the belly of the bird, and they've got, I'd say, quite large, quite long legs, but not as long as a heron or the curlew, which is the next bird. Possibly just a little bit more than a lapwing though. Right, last one is a curlew. A curlew has even longer beak, and it's curved in comparison to the oyster catchers, which is straight. So it's a very long, very curled beak. Uses it in a very similar fashion to the oyster catcher in the fact that it goes down into mud flats and that sort of thing, and it searches out its food, and it can find its food with this very sensitive beak. Unlike a lot of the other birds, it's a very drab as far as its feathers go. It's a brownish colour with a white underlay, so it looks a little. Its breast looks like a mistletoe thrush's, and the top of the feathers around the wings and the top of the body are more brown and blacks. Very nice bird. Lovely to see them in the flats, because you don't often, when you, from a city like myself, you don't often get out to see these birds in their natural habitation, in its natural state. So, what do you think of this collection? I'm just going to pause the video here so I can put the coins back in its sheaths, in its cover. So give me a second and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with you now, and this is the full set in the nine pouch sleeve. This will go into the book, and will be the first one in the second book, because I'm not sure we can get this one into the original book. So, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, could you please give me a thumbs up? And also, if you're having a hunt, I hope you have a successful one and you find the coins you're looking for. If you are buying coins like I have here, I hope you can get the coins you want for the price you want to pay. I do 15 videos a week, so hopefully, 15 videos a week, but I wish. No, 4 videos a week. So hopefully you'll find something you enjoy watching. I am trying to increase my subscriber level again this year. So if you have enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up. And also, could you also subscribe? Neither of which will cost you any money. So, until we meet up again on this channel, which I hope will be not too far into the distant future, from me, thank you for watching and staying to the end, and until the next time, from me, bye bye. Ta-da now.